Hi everyone, I'm going to show you guys how I did my tablet interface. This is my tablet right here. It's in a case, and sorry, I'm holding my camera here, so it's a little tricky, but I'm hoping that it's a nice resolution for you guys. This is it. It automatically turns on when the thing comes on. Sorry, there's a lot of glare outside because I'm doing this in the daylight. So that's the tablet. It'll automatically turn off when you're holding that. So the reason why I like the tablet this way is because it's already protected, it's in a case, it's ready to go. So what I want to do is I wanted to put it right here on this thing right here, totally non-intrusive, until I get a more permanent fix. You know, I'm actually waiting for the guys at Music Car Northwest so I can get their iPad mini mount. But you know, a lot of you guys probably are already aware that they're dragging their feet. I've been on their wait list for months now, and so I want to get it on, and I don't want to wait for those guys. So this is how I've done it. What I've done is I've applied basically some Velcro, as you can see right here, if I can get it in focus. And you can see it's just very, I get black Velcro from Walmart so that it's, you know, it's there, but it's not too in the way or noticeable or anything like that. Some people would say, well, that looks really janky, or that looks really ghetto. Well, that may be, but this is kind of how I'm doing it right now. It doesn't look too bad. So here's the iPad, and the way this works is I've put Velcro right here on the back side. And it's nice because when you hold it, when you're reading your ebooks and whatever, it's still pretty soft, like the soft side is right here. So anyways, the way that you put this on is you just put it up right here, and then you kind of slide it into place like that. And that's it right there. And then it just holds up, and it actually holds up really well. It's very sturdy. It's not going to drop or anything like that. So that's what it looks like. The nice thing about having the case on it is that it actually protects it as well as hides it. Because if you have the iPad just sitting, you know, outside, it looks a little more like something that someone wants to just smash your window in and grab, even though I have tinted windows. So what you do is you just flip it up, the thing automatically turns on, and I actually just stick it right in that little nook right there. And the little smart magnet right here actually sticks to whatever metal is in here. So it'll sit like that, and it'll also kind of act like a little shade, like a little eyebrow shade for the iPad if there's a lot of direct sunlight hitting on it. The only problem is that the downside is that it kind of blocks the air, but not by much, you know. And when I drive, for the most part, I always just flip it back down like that anyways. So let me go ahead and flip it back up. As you can see, sorry about the glare, it's a little bright outside. So the way that I have this worked up is that a lot of people would do it this way. A lot of people would use Sync to connect their iPad. And that's fine, and it works great. You can use steering wheel controls and everything to control your iPad. But the reason why I don't use Sync is because I want to still use Sync for my phone. And see, I've got an iPhone 5S here. And so when I walk into the car, I want my phone to always connect to the Bluetooth no matter what. So now, what's the problem with that? Well, the problem is how do you get the Bluetooth working for the iPad? You know, you could USB it in, but I don't want to do that. It would be too much wires. So what I've done, and some of you guys have probably already noticed this, but I've went and I've got this Kinovo Bluetooth connector. And the way that this works is it just comes right down in, and I've got it down underneath the bezel, and I have it connected right in here. Let me just open the exposure here a little bit. So I have it wired through this hole here, and it's going in right there at the auxiliary input. This comes standard with all Mustangs. So this hookup that I'm showing you, anyone with a Mustang, with a newer Mustang 2010 and newer can do this. It doesn't require Sync. And then I also have it hooked up to the 12-volt outlet, which you can barely see here. And what I have that the way I have that hooked up is that I have a relay connected to it so that it automatically shuts off the power when the car ignition is off. And the reason why that's important is because it will turn off the Kinovo Bluetooth. And the reason why you want to turn that off is because when the Bluetooth is disconnected, it'll automatically disconnect from your device here. So the good thing about that is that if you're listening to Pandora or anything like that, or music, when this thing disconnects, it'll send a signal to the pad here telling it that it just disconnected. So that means that your music will stop, your Pandora stream, your internet radio, whatever, it will stop immediately. You do not have to remember to go in and say, oh, I'm parked now. You know, I have to go in and shut off my thing. It'll automatically do that. And I'm going to demonstrate some of that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the key. There we go. I have it set to auxiliary input back behind it. So let's go ahead and put on some music here. Yeah, so, you know, right now I'm just got some script playing. I don't have a lot of music on there right now. And then it's just automatically going through the auxiliary input, which sounds fantastic, really. So instead of using the steering wheel controls, you don't use that. What you use is this, and you can use the controls up here, and that will change the, it'll change the song. So, and then of course, you know, you can press it. Basically, just look up this device here, this Kinovo Bluetooth device. I got it on Amazon for like 30 bucks. It'll do all these things for you, which is really nice. Wonder why it keeps playing the same song over. So yeah, there you go, there's another song. Anyways, that's really nice. Now, the reason why I don't have it hooked up to sync is for this exact reason. Let's say that I'm driving in the car and I'm having a great old time in my Mustang, and then someone calls me and my phone is in my pocket. So that sucks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call my phone real quick, and I'm gonna show you guys what'll happen. Let me make sure it's calling. Okay, it's calling. Let me show you what happens when someone calls. It overrides it. So this overrides it. I can say, okay, I want to call. Instead, I'm going to hang up. So I hung up. Didn't want to take the call. And then, as you can probably tell, the music just picked up right back up again. Just like that. So it's nice because the Bluetooth audio that you would normally connect using sync is going to override anything, including the USB and including the auxiliary input. So by having this hooked up to the auxiliary input, that means that my phone will always override whether I call out or someone calls me. That is really nice. And that's something that I've never seen anybody think about. So anyways, that's how that's connected. Now, another nice thing is, let's say you're listening to music and you want to get navigation while you're driving. You want to find a fast food restaurant. Well, you know, you just use Siri. So you just hold it down. Find the nearest Wendy's.
Looking for restaurants named Wendy's. There is a place matching Wendy's. It looks pretty close to you. There's Wendy's on North Market Place Drive, Centerville. It's less than a mile north.
Great.
Is that the one you want?
Yes.
Great. I can get directions to that location. What would you like me to do?
Get directions.
Getting directions to Wendy's.
See, it's all hands-free. It goes back to the music. So it goes back to the music you're listening to. Great, that's nice. And then it's all hands-free. You don't have to touch any of the GPS stuff at this point. You don't have to hit route, all that junk. You just go, and she just takes you. Now I'm going to go ahead and end it because I'm not actually going to go there. Go back to the menu, go back to music. So yeah, so that's how that works there. And again, you can flap that down. It'll keep playing. But now let me show you what happens when you're playing music and you take this out. So as you can see, if I can get this in focus here, probably not. There it is. See, the music stops. So the way that I have this hooked up is when the key comes out, then the Bluetooth disconnects, which then stops the music. You know, and then when you want to go in again, okay, now what I'm going to demonstrate is I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to press this button, and I want you to watch that play thing. There it is, just starts up again. So I'm ready to roll. I mean, this is really easy. You don't have to do a lot of thinking with this setup. Press it again to pause it. Take the key out. So that's basically it. That's what I wanted to show you guys. This is my current setup. This is how I'm planning on doing it even when I get the iPad mini mount. But for right now, it works pretty damn good. I like it. And then when I'm ready to go, I just grab it and it still looks good. So there it is. Leave comments below. I'm always looking for new and inventive ways to put this together, and I'll see you later.